Hi, this is Scott with ACSI. I thought I'd take a couple minutes and help you determine what exactly you need to look for in a home inspector. I was recently asked, can I trust the home inspector that my agent referred me to? And my answer was, yeah, you can trust that recommendation. But just like Ronald Reagan used to say, trust but verify. There's a lot of the same things you're going to do whether your agent referred the inspector or whether you found them on your own. First of all, you want to make sure that they're qualified to do the job. You can do so by checking with your state. If your state has licensing, make sure that they're still currently licensed. Recently there was a downturn in the real estate industry and a whole bunch of inspectors didn't renew their licensing. They didn't get the continuing education. They didn't keep their insurance. A lot of these things are required by the different states. If you wonder if your state has licensing on home inspector, you can check with the state, or you can go to ASHI.org and check on their website. They have a list of all the different states that require home inspectors to be certified or licensed and links to tell you how to get that information. After you've determined whether they're still licensed or not, now you should look at how well do they communicate. Your agent probably gave you 3 business cards or 3 brochures and said, these are the people that I usually work with and they do a good job. Well, you really can't tell a whole lot from looking at 3 business cards or brochures. So ask the agent, do they have a copy of a report that each one of these inspectors have performed in the past? If they're not able to provide you with a copy, then contact the inspectors and ask for a sample report. Read the report. Look at it. If you can't understand the sample report that they provided with you, are you really going to be able to understand the report that you're paying for on the house that you're planning on purchasing? Another thing you want to do is determine how experienced they are. How long have they been in business? Do you want somebody that's only been doing inspections for a couple of weeks, or they've only done 8 and 10 inspections in their career? Or do you want somebody that's performed over 250 inspections? That's another reason to go to ASHI.org. That's the American Society of Home Inspectors, ASHI, and use the Find an Inspectors feature on that website. You can search by zip code and find a certified member of ASHI through that website. Somebody who's certified through ASHI has passed the National Home Inspector Examination, which is independent and separate from ASHI. They adhere to a code of ethics. They are required to get a minimum of 20 hours of continuing education every year, and they've performed over 250 fee-paid inspections. So that's definitely something else that you want to do when you're looking for an inspector, is make sure that they've got some experience. I know you're going to also wonder, well, what's this inspection going to cost me? Well, honestly, cost is probably the least important factor you want to be looking at. I understand that it's important, but when you're buying a $150,000, $250,000, or $500,000 home, do you really want to base your decision on the lowest priced opinion that you could find? So find somebody that's competitive, but they're not necessarily going to be the cheapest guy in the market. Don't let price be the determining factor in who you hire. Be careful. There are some home inspectors out there that aren't real good. And there's some realtors out there that aren't real good. Just like there's bad car salesmen and bad hairdressers. I'm guessing you probably still get your hair cut. I don't anymore. But you probably drive a car. So just because there's a couple of bad people out there doesn't mean don't use them. It means search and find the right person. You also want to make sure that you get somebody who's a professional home inspector. I get asked a lot, well, I've got a brother who's a contractor. Can I have him look at it for me? Well, I got good news. Contractors are smart people. I know. I'm a licensed residential and commercial contractor in Arizona. However, 10 years ago, even though I had years of construction experience, I took the National Home Inspector Examination and I failed it. The reason is the National Home Inspector Examination requires you to know information on systems across the country. You know, here in the Phoenix market where I live, we don't have a lot of boilers and we don't see a lot of log cabins. We don't have a whole lot of houses that have knob and tube electrical wiring, but we do have some. As a contractor, I hadn't built homes that had aluminum wiring. As an inspector, I see them frequently. So as a home inspector, you need to have a much broader range of knowledge about each different system and component than a contractor does. The contractor is relying on their subcontractors to have that knowledge. They hire quality, competent people to do the work for them. I'm not saying contractors are bad. Like I said, I am a contractor. But you want a professional home inspector that can do the job for you. If you'd like to find out more information, visit my website. It's ACSILLC.com. That's A and CSI, like the TV show. If you want somebody to investigate the house and make sure it's right, you need a CSI. You can email me, scott@acsi.com, or give me a call, 480-283-3392. Until we meet again, have a great day.